So the weekend before last, this doesn't really add any context really to when we did this, but a couple of weekends ago we decided to go to the slot machines in Morecambe, the arcades or the amusements depending on where you were born and raised. I always called it the arcade. This entire video is filmed in one arcade, which I like to think is the best arcade in Morecambe. It's called Pleasureland. Pleasureland. We had to go on these shooty gun things. Right? We had 20 quid, so Sarah put 20 quid into it, give us a tenner each. We played that shooty gun game. It wasn't very good. The crosshairs were miles out. Then we played this wrecking ball game, which I didn't do very well at, mainly because I held the camera for the duration of the playing of the game. I think if I had two hands, I'd have done a lot better. Now the premise of it is you swing the ball like a wrecking ball, as Miley Cyrus should say, into the screen. And what it does is it doesn't crack the screen, it just, whatever you hit, you get score points from. And I didn't really know what I was doing. The camera sort of zooms down and you need to hit the furniture, and all these machines in this arcade, they spit out these little tickets. And the idea is you feed these tickets into a machine and you get a prize. Now I think you need hundreds of billions of tickets, because every machine we went on, I mean look at that, the amount of tickets that came out of things are unreal. This was a bad idea, this game. It was like, well, non-starter. The first problem was the balls were coming out and there was no guard on the second slot that I had to go on. So every time the balls came out, they fell. Now Sarah took a few of these balls and put them in, because there was only this yellow zone, this yellow sort of aisle that was working. She took them off me, wazzed them down the green aisle, which wasn't even on. So every ball that she threw, we lost it. It didn't come back. So that was a non-starter. This one, you just throw the ball through the hoops are turning. Underneath certain hoops, it had a higher score number. So I'm sort of shouting, bottom left, top middle, middle right, top, and trying to sort of guide Sarah where to throw the balls at. But ultimately, she was just aiming for any. And she's right-handed, so she has a disadvantage, because everyone knows that left-handed people are superior. I'm a left-handed person, I'm superior. If Sarah and I had an arm wrestle, I would win. So, you know, that is a fact, that left-handed people are obviously better than right-handed people. Apparently, there's only something like 5% of the world is left-handed. Yet I know millions, literally millions of people that are left-handed, that have left hands. I know millions of people. There are billions of people that have a left hand, believe it or not, but they choose to use the right hand. What a stupid choice. Are you left-handed? Because if you are, high five. Sorry if you missed, because you can't see my hand. So yeah, that was that one. Throwing balls. There's a lot of throwing balls in this video. This arcade is a lot of throwing balls. This one, I think Sarah got the wrong end of the stick, because what you got to do is get as many balls as you can in the bucket. And what she did, every time a bucket went past, she pressed the button once, and one ball went in, and you got a minute, and you had to get 50 or 100 in there. She's been very careful and very precise, but very quickly ran out of time. I think the idea is you're supposed to get the thing and go press, 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 and like get the balls to fall in. But because she was being so careful and steady with it, and just doing one at a time, she ran out of time, which was pretty cute. There you go. So yeah, I don't know if you can see it on the screen there, but we didn't get anywhere near what we were supposed. Well, she didn't get anywhere near what we were supposed to get in there. So that one was a bit of a but even then, again, look, tickets. With these tickets, by the way, we just kept giving them to children. This one with the cannon, we looked at it and we thought, nah, we don't fancy that. So we walked away from it not to do it. I said that I would be too big for that Hello Kitty ride. Don't think we've played any of those on the left. They were all a bit too big and overwhelming. Oh no, we were on this piano one. If you ever played Guitar Hero on the PlayStation, where you've got like a string coming towards you, and every time there's a colour that in line with the string, you press the button and it gives you a point or whatever. Oh, this one was a complete. You pull the lever and you press the button. That was it. But we worked out towards the end that there was a circle of lights going around the edge, and the idea is to stop it when it's in the jackpot range. But I think Sarah was just pulling the lever and pressing the button without any skill or any sort of game plan. It was just pull and then press and hope for the best. But there's no instructions on it. We only worked it, or I worked it out towards the end that the lights were actually spinning. But again, it spat out 1 billion tickets, which is alright, because if you got a lot of tickets, you're winning. This was Mario Kart, and I actually proclaimed that Sarah was going to die. I was like, you're going to die and I'm going to win. Spoiler alert, did not win. I lost. Only just, and that's because Sarah was spamming, I don't want to sound like a sore loser, but she was spamming banana peels and all the special effects. I was just relying on pure driving skill, being a man, and so therefore, as a man, driving a car is built into your hobbies. You obviously want the car and you want to own as many cars as possible, and the faster the car, the more betterer you are. So obviously I've got that affliction of being a man and wanting to collect cars and not being able to because I can only afford one car at a time. All that being said, we played Mario Kart. You can't see what we're doing. Right now, if you could see that screen, I'm doing really sophisticated, amazing driving manoeuvres, and Sarah is just doing the same, in fairness. To be honest, Sarah is really, really good at games, and that's because she has several brothers. So when she was a child, all the games, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tetris. Tetris is my favourite game, and Sarah can absolutely annihilate me on it. I have a Nintendo Switch in my living room. It only has, well, I've got a couple of Mario games, but I only really play Tetris on it. And every so often we have a game of Tetris and she absolutely runs rings around me. So I don't know what I was thinking going into this Mario Kart game. How I thought, like, I just calmly thought, oh, you know, I can drive a car, I can do Mario Kart, I'm bound to win this game. That is not what happened. I think there was only like 3 or 4 laps on it as well. Quite short-lived, and it was £1 each. Every game in the arcade is £1. And I remember when I was a kid, it was 10p. I'm sure it was 10p to have a go on things. So things are 10 times more expensive now. I remember when I was a kid, I used to love playing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade game. And I think that was in a different arcade. I don't think there was one of those in Pleasureland. It was in Oasis, I think, which is now called Treasure Island. Fun fact, fun information on Morecambe arcade games. And then I lost, and that was that. We need a rematch. We absolutely need a rematch. That clip is coming to an end. So there's me losing, there's Sarah winning. And I tried to get the scores on. There's my face. I tried to get Sarah's face because it took a quick picture of it at the camera. I'm talking crap there, I don't know what I'm saying. These are the biggest scam in arcade history. What is the point of these claws? Nobody has ever won anything on these. So again, there we go. You get 2 buttons. I don't know if you've ever played one of these. If you have never played one, don't bother. You press one button to make the claw go back. Then you press the other button for it to go across. When you have it above what you want, you let go. The claw comes down and it closes just after it's moved back up. Comes back to the drop point and opens, and you get nothing. You never win at these games. There is no knack, there is no skill, there is no prize, there is no point. I think if I was the Prime Minister or the President or whatever we have these days, I would ban these machines, because they're not even a gambling machine. There's no gamble that you're going to win. There is put money in it, press 2 buttons, walk away with nothing. That is how they work. Look, all the way across, let's go, goes down, closes, and comes back to the end and opens. And there's your prize being dropped. Your prize of nothing at all. How can they have these claws that are so weak, and why do people fall for them? There's no way that's ever going to pick anything up. The claw should go down, grab and close, and then lift up. But instead, it sort of goes, half-arse closes, doesn't grab anything. I just think you're better off betting on the horses or some other sort of scammy gambling thing, because at least you have a slight % chance of being able to win. You're never going to win in this claw game. I hates it. What game have we got coming up next? It is, oh, this was that piano one, I think. No, this was a Jurassic Park game where you shoot dinosaurs. We put the coin in and it didn't accept it, but when we put the coin in, another coin fell out with it, so we actually won £1. And we'll take it. That was it. So we didn't play that game. Then we played the piano game, which is the one that's a bit like Guitar Hero in that you've got these giant piano keys, and then you've got a split screen, and then each time a line comes above the colour, you press that colour, and that's it. So you just press the button, and it was quite good actually. Got quite into it. We got quite hypnotised by it. It's not very. You can't tell by us slapping these massive buttons. It wasn't very. The musical talent didn't really shine through on it. I did make a couple of mistakes. I'm probably more musical than Sarah because, well, no reason. I don't know how to justify that. You could argue that Sarah grew up closer to where the Beatles are from. That was quite short actually. And then we got 1 billion tickets out of this one again. So look at this amount of tickets that we got here. This is just one game, by the way. They're still coming out, and I'm still waiting for them to finish. And they are still coming out. Still coming out. You get millions. And we didn't actually go to the ticket machine to see what we could have won. We just gave them to children. In fact, there was one kid that Sarah's walking past. She wasn't with the parents. She went, "Do you want some tickets?" And the kid said no, which is the right thing to do, because you should never accept tickets from strange people, strange adults playing children's game. This game really did make a mockery of me, because I learned that I can't throw very well. There might be a lot of power, but there's no control. I kept hitting the top quite a lot, and you can't blame that on being left-handed. You have to blame that on the game design being bad. This game's quite funny though, because it mocks you every time you miss something. It sort of taunts you, and I just couldn't get those last few. I got 170 apparently. Sarah then had a go, and look, right-handed, not doing very well. It's not, well, you know, that was a lucky shot. Most of the ones that she hits, they stay stood up, apart from those two, obviously. That one stood up. Again, it was just like a right-handed throw. I'm not going to accept that. So yeah, it was quite satisfying, quite a good stress buster. I think it's one of those things where I had to get my eye, and I have to have a go at something about 2 or 3 times. But you're just thrown in there in the deep end. It's like, just go. And it sounds easy in theory, just throwing a ball, but I just wasn't particularly good at it. And I don't know what score Sarah got, but again, we got 1 billion tickets coming out of it. All the games so far pretty much have been throwing a ball at the thing. Look at all these tickets. This was a basketball game, obviously. Did you see that then? That went in, sort of bounced off the side. There was easy, medium, and hard level on this. I think I went for the medium. I don't know what it changes, because the basketball physically doesn't change. Could be the speed that it releases the balls out. Could be that you get more. I don't know. But I got a couple of baskets. I'm glad that I didn't just fail with every single one. Got one there. As you can see, every time you do it, you get like a little splash effect. I don't know what happened then. Little splash effect behind the scenes. Not had a basket for a while. Come on, get another one. That's it. Game over. And that was the last thing that I videoed. It was a good day out, and I recommend it. Pleasureland, yeah.